driver, green, green. Yellow, stay high in 2, stay high in 2. Yellow, yellow, stay high in 2.
R6 machine rolling by. That's Reed Thompson out of Petersburg, PA. And the number 92 also out on track, Eric Paxson out of Bethesda, Maryland. All right, check her out. Group number 1, 33, Jacob Witt, tops on the board, 20.672.
turn 4, stay high in turn 4. Stay high in turn 2. Caution is out. Turn 2, stay high in turn 2. Yellow is out.
All right, our checkered coming out for group number 1 of our Pure Stock warm-ups tonight. Drivers getting lined up in the staging area. And once again, their next event coming up will be that Summer Sizzler on August the 16th. That will be a time trial and feature event only. Late model sportsman drivers will also be a part of the program that night as well. The number 2 man in crate late model points here at Hagerstown Speedway. That'll be the 19, being powered by Alan Witt Jr. out of Stevens City, Virginia. First driver on track. 21 of Tyler Horst, a one-time winner a year ago at Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. And also on track, two-time crate late model winner here at Hagerstown, the 11K. That being powered by David Kaiser out of Winchester, Virginia. Witt will bring him back and create the time trial board tonight. The number 19 machine, his first lap by 21.459. 21 of Tyler Horst, as we mentioned, a one-time winner in 2024 here at Hagerstown. He'll go with 21.657. He'll be number 2 right now. Kaiser in the 11K, back to the stripe. And Kaiser will be 21.654. Witt the fastest of those three for the moment. Back to the stripe, lap number 2. And a 21.459 will be his best lap time. It'll be Horst back to the stripe. He'll go back to number 2 at 21.637. And here comes the 11K of David Kaiser. He'll go to the top of the board early. 21.213 for David Kaiser here in group number 1. Second group coming out on the Speedway, the 92J, powered by Brian Coe Jr. out of Jessup, Maryland, as he gets set for his 2-lap qualifying session. 33, defending crate late model champion and one-time winner so far this year. That's powered by Jacob Witt out of Stevens City, Virginia. And the one-time crate late model winner also this year at Hagerstown, the 40S, being powered by Scott Sweeney Jr., also out of Stevens City, Virginia. Making sure the 92J of Coe was up to snuff as he gets his car gathered up, and will wind him up and give him the green flag next time by. All right, green flag out. David Kaiser set the bar early, 21.213. That's the time to beat. 33 of Jacob Witt, fastest in crate late model warm-ups earlier this afternoon. He'll bring that car off of turn number 4, the one-time winner in 2025. He'll go number 3 at 21.472 here on lap number 1. First lap of the 40S of Scott Sweeney Jr. And right now, Sweeney, 21.715. That will have him number 5. 92 of Brian Coe Jr. will be at 22.857. Final lap coming up for Jacob Witt. And he will remain in the number 3 spot. 21.472 will be his best lap. The first one was the fastest. 40S of Sweeney moves up into 4th at 21.577. And the final lap coming up for the 92J of Brian Coe Jr. And he will be at 22.422, so he does improve on that second lap times. Right now, David Kaiser with that 21.213 after 6 drivers. Still tops on the board. 30 more to go in our crate late model action here tonight. All right, 26P, powered by Marty Pownall out of Augusta, West Virginia. Next driver on the racetrack right now, joined by the 08B, Jacob Burdett out of Brownsville, Maryland. He'll be the second one heading down the back straightaway. And the number 3, Branson Woodward out of Winchester, Virginia. Well, Burnett, number 5 on the board, 21.608. Pownell, 22.749. Branson Woodward, he'll be 7th that time by 22.156. As group number 3 of our crate late model time wraps up. Pownell in that number 26P machine. And right now, Marty's going to be at 22.727. Right now, 9th on the board. 08B of Jacob Burdett. He'll move up into 5th at 21.608. And the number 3 machine, Branson Woodward. He'll be number 7 in qualifying right now at 22.156. Crate Late Models, Group B qualifying to the staging area. Crate Late Model drivers, Group B qualifying to the staging area, please.
Go to the scales, 26. You need to go to the scales.
All right, next up, 44, powered by Nick DeBella out of Mount Airy, Maryland. Also, your current Crate Late Model point leader here at Hagerstown, the 27, Kyler Upperman out of Greencastle, PA. And the B2, Mason Booz, also from Greencastle. All right, back to the stripe. Nick DeBella kicks things off in our 4th group in that 44 machine. Right now, Nick is going to be a 22.874. Right now, 10th on the board. Upperman also very strong in that 27. Quickly up to 4th, 21.505. And for Mason Booz, right now, 8th on the board, 21.7 seconds flat. Back to the stripe, our next trio of drivers. DeBella trying to improve on that 44. He'll be a 22.874. And that will be better as he stays 12. Upperman up to 3rd at 21.467. And the B2, Mason Booz. Right now, he'll be number 8 in qualifying, 21.7 seconds. So right now, David Kaiser, Alan Witt Jr., Kyler Upperman, Jacob Witt, and Scott Sweeney Jr. currently the top 5 in Group A time trials. Again, Group B, Crate Late Models. You need to head to the staging area. Group B, Crate Late Model time trials to the staging area, please. On the track right now, he was the 2024 Hub City National Crate Late Model Champion in the number 99 off of turn number 4. Kyle Hardy out of Stevens City, Virginia. The 9, Jim Pownall from Augusta, West Virginia, will also join us in this 2-car session. Or make it 3. 01S of Robert Smith out of Delmar, Delaware is also out there as well. Trying to beat fellow Winchester driver David Kaiser, 21.213 the time. Hardy in the 99. Back to the stripe off at turn number 4 as we wind down our qualifying tonight. Hardy goes second, 21.276 that time by. Smith will be at 21.975. That will put him in the number 10 spot. And right now, Robert Smith will be 10th on lap number 1 at 21.975. So Hardy charging. A 213 to a 276. Here comes Hardy in the 99. And Hardy will stay second. 21.276 will be the best lap. A 21.306 is what he had in lap number 2. O1S of Robert Smith, 21.975. Right now, that will have that driver in the number 10 position in qualifying here tonight. And for the number 9 of Jim Pownall, he will be down in the final spot right now in our round 1 qualifying. So right now, Hardy, 21.276, just second to the 11K of David Kaiser. Next up, the 14C, the number 3 man in points in Crate Late Model action here at Hagerstown. That's going to be Chuck Bowie out of Welcome, Maryland. Also the 12C, Travis Campbell, Waynesboro, Virginia. And also on track tonight, the 21H, Nick Hassenflock out of Winchester, Virginia. Again, Crate Late Models Group B qualifying to the staging area. Crate Late Models Group B qualifying to the staging area, please. Chuck Bowie back to the stripe, looking pretty strong in early warm-up action. 10th in lap number 1, 21.809. Travis Campbell 13th at 22.409. 21 of Hassenfluck back to the stripe, 23.345 here on lap number 1. Final lap coming up for the 14C of Chuck Bowie. He'll remain 10th. 21.809 will be his best lap time. Campbell in the 12C. Good improvement up into 8th position. Right now, 21.633. And the final lap for the 21H of Nick Hassenfluck will be a 23.345. That will be his best. Hassenfluck had some issues on lap number 2, which was much slower. So again, David Kaiser, Kyle Hardy, Alan Witt Jr., Kyler Upperman, and Jacob Witt, the top 5. Scott Sweeney Jr., Jacob Burdett, Travis Campbell, Tyler Horst, and Mason Booz, the best 10 in Group A qualifying. So pretty much half the field of our Booz Brothers Performance Crate Late models have gone through their time trial process. As we mentioned, we do have a $250 reward coming up for the fast timer. Overall, in tonight's Crate Late model action, $2,000 to win on the line later on tonight for their 30-lap main event. Group 2 now getting staged and ready to go. And as we get set, here we go. 26, Jack Brown out of Lexington, Virginia. He'll be the first driver making his way out onto the racetrack. Car number 6, powered by Christopher Hutton out of Boyce, Virginia. And the 17, Logan Robertson out of Waynesboro, Virginia. The first 3 in Group B qualifying, looking to knock down that 21.213. All right, Logan Robertson, 21.138. That will be the fastest time. Jack Brown, 22.146. And Hutton will be at 22.563. Second lap coming up for Logan Robertson. He wraps things up here tonight as he comes back to the stripe. 21.307 on lap number 2. 21.138 will be the fast time. Overall tonight for Logan Robertson, Jack Brown to the 26, 22.035. And the number 6 at Christopher Hutton at 22.311. Group number 2 here in our qualifying. 00, Avery McMillan out of Hagerstown, Maryland. 28, powered by Dylan Pryor out of Williamsport, Maryland. And the number 1, driven by Dylan High out of Winchester, Virginia. All right, white flag out for our next 3 drivers. Dylan Pryor in the 28, 22.240. Dylan High, the number 1. He'll go number 2, 21.444. And Avery McMillan, 22.449. Right now, that driver will be number 6 on the board. McMillan back to the stripe. Group B qualifying. He'll wrap up 22.368. Knocks it down. He'll be 6th in that second group. 28 of Dylan Pryor wrapping up. Pryor going to be at 22.240. And Dylan High, 21.444. Right now, second in Group B qualifying. Again, Logan Robertson, overall the fast timer at 21.138 right now. Coming up next, the RT9, the defending Crate Late Model champion down at Potomac Speedway. This is Ben Scott out of Delmar, Delaware. Typically used to seeing him in that number 80 machine, but Ben's sporting some different numbers tonight. Joining him in action, the 2D powered by Josh Dotson at Hollywood, Maryland. And the opening Crate Late Model winner at Hagerstown, the 137 powered by Devin Brannon out of Winchester, Virginia. All right, Ben Scott leads us back to the stripe. Lap number 1, Ben Scott not a time on that RT9 machine. As the remaining 2 drivers make their way back. 2D of Josh Dotson back to the line for the 2D machine. Josh, 23.099. Brannon goes to number 2, 21.360 here in Group 2 for Devin Brannon. RT9 of Ben Scott. Didn't get a count on that first lap, so Ben right now trying to get his times figured out as the 2D of Josh Dotson works his way back to the stripe. His second lap in qualifying, 23.124, but overall 23.099 will be his best lap time. That will put him number 8 in Group B Devin Brannon, 21.360. Very consistent times. He was a 21.361 on lap number 2. So right now, Brannon with that 21.360, currently second in Group B to Logan Robertson. All right, next up on the racetrack, 71 being powered by Buck Road Cap out of Waynesboro, Virginia. The 7G, Isaiah Gotchnauer out of Waynesboro. And also on track, car number 18, Chase Hardy out of Stevens City, Virginia. Lap number 1 for Road Cap will be a 22.074. Gotchnauer, the 7G, fourth on the board, 21.867 that time by. 18 of Hardy, he'll go fourth on lap number 1, 21.776. Final lap of the Waynesboro, Virginia driver, Buck Road Cap in the 71. Back to the line. Buck is going to be a 22.074. That will be his best lap, 7th overall. 7G of Isaiah Gotchnauer. He'll remain in 5th. 21.867 will be his best lap time. And the 18, Chase Hardy, right now 4th in Group B. 21.776 will be his best lap time. So right now in Group B, Logan Robertson, he's number 1 in the group and number 1 overall. Devin Brannon, Dylan High, Chase Hardy, and Isaiah Gotchnauer. Right now they're the top 5 in Group B qualifying. Next up, your 8-time Super Late Model Track champion here at the Hagerstown Speedway, the 05, Roy Deese Jr. out of Laurel, Maryland. Joining him in the 72 out of Seaford, Delaware. Another top flight Super Late Model and Crate Late Model driver. That's Trevor Collins. And the 43, another good Southern Maryland Crate Late Model driver, Jared Edwards out of Mechanicsville, Maryland. Deese in the 05, taking some Crate Late Model action this year. He's number 5 in Group number 1, 21.837 in lap number 1, I should say. Trevor Collins, he'll move to 4th at 21.5, 28 seconds that time by. And here comes the 43 of Jared Edwards, his first lap for the 43. Right now, 23.622. Deese in the 05, back for lap number 2, his final lap. And he will be 21.837. His first lap the best. Trevor Collins, his second lap the best. He'll move to number 3, 21.389 that time by. And the 43, Jared Edwards, wrapping up qualifying. Moves up a couple notches in the order. 22.421 for Jared Edwards. But a good lap for Trevor Collins. He'll tuck in number 3 in Group B qualifying behind Logan Robertson and Devin Brannon. All right, the 11 star. He was a one-time winner a year ago in Crate Late Model action. That's Joe Warren out of Georgetown, Delaware. 3-time Late Model Sportsman winner, the 149, Kyle Lear out of Savannah Park, Maryland. And the 11P, Ed Pope III out of Hanover, Maryland. This will wrap up our 36-car Crate Late Model qualifying. Everybody chasing Logan Robertson right now. That 21.213. As Pope goes by to get his green lap underway. All right, back to the stripe. Joey Warren, 22.993. That will be lap number 1. Lear goes number 8 on the board, 21.918. And for the 11P of Ed Pope III, 9th at 21.983. Final lap for our final 3 drivers in qualifying tonight. Joey Warren back to the stripe in that 11-star machine. He will be number 8 overall, 21.880. Kyle Lear, he will wind up 9th at 21.918 seconds. And for the 11P of Ed Pope III, Pope will wind up in the number 10 spot in Group 2, 21.983, which will wrap up our Booz Brothers Performance Crate Late Model time trials. All right, parks that beautiful blue 17 machine here on the front straightaway. 36 Crate Late Models on hand tonight here at the Hagerstown Speedway. And one of the many drivers that's going to be hard to beat. Give it up, our fast time award winner, Logan Robertson. Logan went out in Group 2, but how was things for you? Obviously, you hit tops of the board, but how was the track working? Did anything change much from that Group A that you saw into Group number 2 when you got ready to go?
Yeah, I just watched Group 1, watched where they run at, and kind of showed me what I needed to do, so we kind of had a little bit of advantage. Tried didn't go away much, but I got a hot rod tonight, so hopefully we can go the rest of the night, have as good luck as we had, so hopefully we can pull off a win maybe.
I know you thrive off a great competition. You got a lot of heavyweights that are in here, including yourself tonight. What's going to be the key to that success? I know you're going to have some good qualifying runs in the heat race, and maybe you might end up in that redraw, which would be no worse than 6th position, but a lot of strategy has to play out tonight, and a lot of, well, good fortune as well, I would think.
Absolutely. I think this place is so racy. You can start 6th and win, or I think, hell, you can even start 8th and win. So just get a good heat race. Hopefully we can, I guess, start up front, and hopefully we don't have to worry about it.
We have been following you for many years. I know you run a lot down at Natural Bridge Speedway. They've done a lot of great things down there in the past year or so with the new ownership. Great competition down south. Tell us about some of your plans for the racing fans that want to follow Logan Robertson here in the near future and where you're going to be.
Next week we'll be at Natural Bridge for 2 nights, and then just hit and miss a bunch of the big shows towards the end of the year. I ain't raced in over a month, so feels like I ain't raced in quite a while because I'm usually racing 80 races a year, but kind of cut back and try to enjoy myself and make it fun again. So it's pretty cool to come back and, get a quick time your first time back. So.
Logan, who would you like to thank?
First of all, I thank my mom, my dad, my grandpa, my whole crew, Logan, Bryce, just everybody. My sponsors here, Mike Stotler with Long & Foster Realty. I got to thank him. Bruce Kane, All About Wraps, Jason Parker, Victory Auto and Transmission, got to thank them. Keene Sanitary, Gunner's Honey, Love Mountain Treescapes, Earnhardt Technology, American Racer Tire, Bennett's Hometown Garage, CVR Race Cars, and just everybody makes this thing go around. I appreciate it.
Well, I'm going to pull in our race director, Josh, as he has got a $250 cash prize for you as our top timer. You got $2,000 coming down the road, but at least $250 get you off to a good start.
Absolutely. Thank all you fans for coming out. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate it. Hopefully put on a good show for you fans.
All right, Logan Robertson, top qualifier tonight here in our Booz Brothers Performance Crate Late Model Division. Good luck, Logan. All right, race fans, just about set for our first of 3 IMCA RaceSaver Sprint Car Heat events. But before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, could you please rise as you were able for tonight's invocation to be followed by our national anthem. Our dear Heavenly Father, we thank you so very much for the wonderful gift of this day that you have given us. We have endured some immense heat and humidity. You got us through it, and you have blessed us with some very great weather, not only tonight, and it looks like hopefully for several days to come. We ask you to guide us and protect us and help us be strong through our strong summer months, whether it's heat or whether it's the weather we have tonight. But we're so very grateful for the beautiful evening that you've given us. We thank you for the great array of drivers that are here tonight, some of the best talent in our region. Please keep our drivers and our crew members safe as they do their best to put on a great show for all of us tonight. We ask you to bless our officials, keep them safe in their endeavors to make the proper decisions down there in the heat of the moment and the heat of the battle. We also ask you to watch out for our military serving all over our world and in our country, keeping us safe, protecting us, and making sure we're not aware of the things you're aware of, that we can just enjoy what we enjoy each and every week, and that is the sport that we love so dearly. And please, Father, we ask you as we depart from this speedway tonight, please keep us safe in our travels back home and afford us the opportunity to be back here one more time to enjoy each other again as racing friends and family members. In your precious name we pray. Amen. Sorry, John Scarborough, defending champion in Laurel Highlands Group. The J9, Gerald Harris, he'll be up front. Donnie Hendershot, Eric Paxson. Here we go with 8 laps of qualifying IMCA Sprint Heat Race number 1. Well, top 2 drivers peel away quickly. Going to be Scarborough grabbing that lead. Gerald Harris 2 car lengths back in his tire tracks as he worked through 3 and 4. And back for lap number 1 here of tonight's IMCA RaceSaver Sprint Heat Race number 1. 3rd spot right now going to the 5. And that's the 5W machine being powered by Colby Weaver. He'll be up into 3rd. He breaks away from the pack as well. 4W, Casey Weaver, he's down to the inside, challenging for his spot. He'll go up in the top 4 as well. Scarborough, meanwhile, back to the stripe, leads lap number 2. Good side-by-side battle down the back straightaway. Going to be Casey Weaver and also called Donnie Hendershot. They're in a good battle back there for the number 5 position. Both go way up the banking. And going to be Weaver grabbing the spot. Hendershot, by the time he gathers it back up, the R6 of Reed Thompson also able to get around him and move up into the top 5. Halfway, and he raced number 1. Scarborough in the 61, making his way back to the stripe to lead at the cross flags. Going to be the J9 of Harris holding on to the number 2 spot as they work back to the line. 3rd, again, going to be Colby Weaver, Casey Weaver, and Reed Thompson. Right now, the top 5. Well, Scarborough checking out, and now Gerald Harris falling back into the clutches of Casey Weaver, making Colby Weaver as the field comes back. 2 laps to go this time. Scarborough opening up about a turn advantage for the Bomacene Vermont driver. Again, it's going to be Harris. He's on the outside. And down the back straightaway right now, Colby Weaver trying to close up that gap. 3 car length separation. Car number 4W, Casey Weaver, still back there in the number 4 spot. The R6 of Reed Thompson rounding out the top 5 here on the white flag lap. All right, final lap off turn 4, and John Scarborough will kick things off tonight with the RaceSaver Sprints taking qualifier number 1. J9 of Gerald Harris will be in 2nd. Back in 3rd, going to be the 5W Colby Weaver. The 4 of Casey Weaver will wind up 4th, and the R6 of Reed Thompson. They will be the top 5 in heat race number 1.
All right, drivers. 20, you start the race anytime after the turn 3-4 flagman. Green flag this time, drivers.
James Humblett and the 17K, Steve Kennewall Jr. getting set to do battle here in our second 8-lap qualifier of the evening. Green flag is out, and Humblett shoots out into the number 1 spot. Bolek quickly, that 44V crossover move down bottom, takes the lead from the outside of row number 1, but he did it moving down to the bottom side. 67 of Ken Duke Jr. quickly up into 3rd. Kennewall, the 17, he moves his move up into 4th, and here comes Duke in the 67. Looking for a 2-win weekend. Right now, he goes around the Humblett machine and up into 2nd. He's right now on the tire tracks of the 44V. And gets a good burst of speed down the back straightaway, right up behind Bolak in that 44V machine. Humblett remaining in 3rd. Kennewall shoots to the outside. He'll move up into the number 3 position this time, off turn number 4. Tight top 4. Bolak is the leader, but Duke is going to have a good run this time. Off turn 2, he'll grab the number 1 spot down the back straightaway. Meanwhile, the 17, Kennewall, he is working better in the middle to high groove. He did the power move on the outside on Humblett. He's right on that gas tank of the 44 of Darren Molak. And right now, trying to make that outside groove work. He'll begin work off turn number 2 and give Kennewall the number 2 position. Duke, meanwhile, checking out. Quarter of a straightaway advantage. Bolak now back into third. Humblett fourth. And the 54, Matt Mullins, they make up the top 5. We put halfway on the board this time by. So we'll see if the interval between Kennewall and Duke will slide down a little bit, but right now Duke is keeping it in a pretty good comfort zone as he brings it back to the stripe for lap number 5 of our second IMCA RaceSaver Sprint Qualifier. Great job by the 17K of Steve Kennewall. Started back in the 7th position, quickly moved up into 2nd. Good power moves around Darren Bolak, and Chris Humblett has got him in a good spot. Bolak remains in 3rd, Humblett in 4th. And again, the 54 and Matt Mullins in 5th with the 2 to go signal coming out this time by. Working that low groove off turn number 2 that time. Ken Duke Jr. coming back to take the white flag. And the interval between those top 2 drivers really hasn't shrunk at all, as Duke is running a good line around the corners, and Kennewall to that 17K may have to settle for the number 2 spot. Checkered flag going to be in the air this time by Ken Duke Jr. in the 67, coming away with heat win number 2. Starting from the 4th spot, Kennewall to that 17. He'll come home in 2nd. 44V of Darren Bolak rolling off at turn number 4. He'll wind up in 3rd tonight. The 20 of Chris Humblett, the pole sitter, he holds on to 4th. And the top 5 in tonight's second qualifier going to the 54 of Matt Mullins. So Ken Duke Jr. trying to make it a 2-race win weekend. Clinton County last night. See if he can score the Hagerstown Triumph tonight. The 67, always a strong driver when he comes here to Hagerstown Speedway. All right, field stacked up down in 3 and 4. Our final 7 cars set to do battle to see where they're going to line up tonight in their 25-lap main event coming up later on. They will be featured number 1 when we go to featured activity as our Jesse James Automart. Green flag in the air. And the 26 of Ryan Lynn grabbing that early lead. Schatzer dropping into 2nd. Miklos at the 47 challenging the 18 of Josh Chance down the back straightaway. 2x2 racing from 3rd on back. And as they come back for lap number 1, it is going to be Ryan Lynn coming back across the stripe in that 26 machine. Schatzer remains in 2nd. The battle for 3rd right now. Give it to the 18 of Chance on the high side of Hendershot. The 461 dropping back into 4th. Top 5 made up early by the 51 of Dave Graber as they come back for lap number 2. Rim riding up in the cushion will be our 3rd and 4th place machines. That's going to be the 18 of Chance as well as the 40 of 61 of Hendershot. Meanwhile, the top 2 drivers trying to check out. Ryan Lynn from the pole position. Schatzer started 2nd. Right now, that's where he's at here at lap 3. Trouble in turn 4. 47 of Ben Miklos brings out our Jesse James Automart caution. Just lonesome spin down there for Miklos in the 47. So.
All right, guys, green flag, back to green flag this time around. 26, you start the race. Remember, you cannot pass until you get past the toe.
Classic cars in their 5-lap qualifier coming up next, followed by our great late model heat races and then our pure time.
All right, green back in the air here at the halfway point of tonight's third and final IMCA RaceSaver Sprint Qualifier. We watch the 18 of Josh Shantz use that outside, but Schatzer fends him off and holds on to second. Henderson with a pretty good run. He's down the back chute. He'll pull right up to the rear bumper of the 18 of Shantz as they work it off a 3 and 4. 5 in the books this time by side battle for the number 5 position. The 51 Dave Graber had it. Here comes the 6 of Caleb Harris. He's charging on the outside, trying to get up in the top 5. And that is the tightest battle within, and going to be Graber holding that spot. Harris dropping back into 6th. Field coming back, 2 laps to go here in our final sprint heat race. Everybody evenly spaced out right now. The 26 of Ryan Lynn in the Hollidaysburg, Pennsylvania. Pretty good lead over Dylan Schatzer, the Hagerstown product, as they come back for the white flag here in tonight's event. Third spot still going to the 18, being powered by Josh Shantz as he works it across the line. Henderson to the 461 and the 51 at Graber remain the top 5. Everybody single file heading down the back chute for the final time. Check her down in qualifier. Number 3, give it to the 26 of Ryan Lynn in the Hollidaysburg, PA. He takes the victory. 71 of Dylan Schatzer will be second. The 18 of Josh Shantz third. 461 of Colton Henderson and the 51 of Dave Graber. They'll be the top 5 as they get set for their 25-lap main event coming up later on tonight. All right, Classic Cars getting set for their 5-lap qualifier tonight, making the way off at turn number 4. Here we go. And still side by side, Cantwell and Cantwell, attorneys at law, as they work off at turn number 2. Connor Cantwell, the 27, he'll grab that lead as he work it back into 3 and 4. Top 3 drivers are tight. That 53 machine, Steve Cantwell Sr., he's right there as well, as Connor Cantwell with the leader of lap number 1. Steve Cantwell in second, Cantwell Sr. in third. All right, back to the stripe here. Lap number 2 of our 5-lap contest. Again, Crate Late Models Heat Race number 1. Gentlemen, you can make your way to the staging area. Crate Late Model Racers Heat Race number 1 to the staging area, please. Steve Cantwell, the number 20, he was the pole winner. Right now, he still leads the action. Cantwell Sr. in that 53. He's shadowing the 27 of Connor Cantwell. They're the top 3 right now. 35 of Dustin Wiles back there in the number 4 spot with the 22. Corey Shorb in the top 5 as they get the 2 to go sign. Steve Cantwell now looking to get around Senior, looking to get around Junior, I guess. 53 moves up into second as that number 27, or I should say the 20, blew out of shape off at turn number 2. Leaders back to the stripe. White flag will be back in the air. 27 to Connor Cantwell, taking it back into 1 and 2 for the final time in this 5-lapper. Again, Crate Late Models, heat race number 1. Crate Late Model drivers, heat race number 1 to the staging area, please. Trouble in turn 2. Spinner.
Green flag this time around, drivers. Green flag this time around.
All right, green is out. Steve Cantwell Sr. was making a run on Connor earlier. Now it's the 35 of Shorb, or making Dustin Wiles. He makes a challenge, and again 2 drivers having trouble off at turn number 2.
Caution is out, drivers. Caution is out.
All right, drivers, go back to green flag this time. Green flag this time.
All right, try number 3. Turn number 2 hadn't been good the last couple times as Connor Cantwell trying to score that 5-lap heat race win. Steve Cantwell Sr., Dustin Wiles in the 35. He's trying to move up one more notch as they get another green flag. Everybody single file. Wiles taking a peek down bottom. Going to be Connor Cantwell leading him off at turn number 2. Steve Cantwell in the 20. Trying to see if he can move up a little bit after he spun earlier. Leaders are back in 3 and 4 from the final time. And the 27 of Connor Cantwell trying to hold on, and he will, taking the heat race win for our classic cars here tonight. 53 is Steve Cantwell Sr. He'll come home in second spot, followed by the 35, Dustin Wiles. Good third place run for him. All right, field stacked up. Once again, 8 laps. The distance 5 to qualify. Here in qualifier number 1, Kaiser getting the green flag. He'll take him off into 1 and 2. Good battle. Here comes Jacob Witt in the 33. Starting back on the inside, back in third spot. And look at him shuffling the deck further back. Witt got up to the outside. Burdett's right there, as is the 21 of Tyler Horse. Side by side for the number 2 position. And it will be Kaiser leading lap number 1. Burdett fending off Witt. That'll be Jacob Witt in the 33. 21 of Tyler Horse back there in the 4th position. He's riding down low. The 19 of Alan Witt Jr. He's on the top side. Jacob Witt again with a good run down the back chute. Can't quite get alongside the 08B on the straightaway. But as he surges into the turn, he gets a little bit closer. But Burdett's got the covered spot. And he will launch out to a little bit of a pad of a lead in that second position. Jacob Witt will be 3rd. Tyler Horst in 4th. And down to the bottom, the 14C of Chuck Bowie. He goes to the transfer spot as David Kaiser checking out at lap number 3. Burdett winning that battle with Jacob Witt, and he has opened up a pretty good advantage for himself. And right now the 33 of Jacob Witt holding on to 3rd. Horst in 4th. Bowie feels the pressure. He's on the Hornet's Nest in that transfer spot. And right now Branson Woodward around Alan Witt Jr. That will put him up into 6th, but he needs one more to get there. Halfway on the board this time by. 4 in the books and 4 to go. Crate Late Models Heat Race number 2 to the staging area. Lap 5 in the books meanwhile for David Kaiser. 2 wins here at Hagerstown this year. This would be a biggie if he could pick off the 2000 to win show. A lot of heavyweights in town tonight. Away to Burdett, one of those. He's having a solid second place run here in the second qualifier. 33 of Jacob Witt remains in 3rd. Everybody pretty much stretched out here in our first of 4 qualifying events. Horst and Bowie, they're the top 5 with 2 laps to go. White flag in the air this time by for David Kaiser out of Winchester, Virginia. Burdett working across the stripe as well, comfortably in that number 2 spot. Kaiser working down the back straightaway. He, along with Devin Brandon, Jacob Witt, Scott Sweeney Jr. They've been the winners this year, but Kaiser the only one to find victory lane twice, and he will find the first heat race victory and transfer into tonight's $2,000 to win feature event. It'll be David Kaiser with Jacob Burdett, Jacob Witt, Tyler Horst, and Chuck Bowie. They will be the 5 transferring in through heat race number 1. So David Kaiser picks up a $50 gift certificate courtesy of Booz Brothers Performance for being the winner of heat race number 1 tonight here at the Hagerstown Speedway. All right, field stacked up. Hardy, as we mentioned, picked up the limited late model win last night at the Potomac Speedway, fending off a one-time Hagerstown Speedway winner in Jeremy Pilkington. Good battle down there on the high banks of Potomac last night. Hardy looking to see if he can score his second victory this weekend, a big one in the crates as they get the green flag off of turn number 4. Hardy will grab that lead, upper bend into second as they cross the stripe and head off into the 1-2 turn. Crate Late Models Heat Race number 3 to the staging area. Crate Late Models Heat Race number 3 to the staging area, please. Mason Booz and Travis Campbell, they'll pick up the battle for third as the top 2 right now single file. Campbell will grab that third position off turn number 4. Booz will drop into 4th, and right now the transfer spot to Scott Sweeney. Started 4th and make it 3rd and has dropped back a couple of notches in the order. And he's got Robert Smith on his rear deck lid. Meanwhile, Campbell challenging for second on Kyler Upperman. They're side by side as Hardy leads them back for lap 2. Upperman able to fend off Campbell moments ago off that 4th turn, but Campbell with a great run down bottom. You can get some good ones here at Hagerstown down on that bottom side. Draws right up to the rear deck lid of the 27. Right now Mason Booz holding on to 4th, and again the top 5 made up by the 40S of Scott Sweeney Jr. He's trying to hold on to that transfer position. The 1S of Robert Smith not far behind. Halfway will go on the board when they get back to the stripe. And the battle for 5th is good. Smith within striking distance, only a car length back of Sweeney as Hardy takes the cross flags here in heat race number 2. Sweeney drifting high. Smith giving him some racing room as well. And again, a car length separation between those two in that final transfer position. All right, leaders down the back straightaway. 99 of Hardy on cruise control right now. Upperman fended off Campbell. He's got a 3-car length advantage. Then a big gap back to Mason Booz. Sweeney right now breathing room for the 40S as they take the 2-to-go sign this time by. Robert Smith of the 01S, he made a bid, but now Sweeney's got that one under control. Speaking of the number 5 transfer position, as Hardy leads him down the back straightaway. White flag will be in the air. And looks like the 21 of Hassenflock will head off into the pit area here before we can end our second qualifier. White flag in the air for Kyle Hardy. Travis Campbell trying to make it real in that second spot. Can't do it. He's closed back up on Kyler Upperman as they work the final set of turns. It'll be Kyle Hardy coming away with heat race number 2 here in the Booz Brothers Performance Crate Late Models. 27 of Kyler Upperman, the 12C of Travis Campbell, the B2 Mason Booz, and the 40S of Scott Sweeney. They'll be the next 5 making it into tonight's 30 lap $2,000 to win event. All right, green flag about to come out. Qualifier number 3, 8 laps, top 5 to make it. And it's going to be Collins with a good run on the outside as they work it down into 1 and 2. Let's see what Robertson has down bottom. Collins running a good line in that 1-2 turn. The Seaford Delaware driver looking to grab the lead down the back straightaway and does. Robertson, the top qualifier, into second. Gotchnauer in that number 7G. He'll be third. Here comes Lear in the 149. 4th right now. And back behind them in the 26, Jack Brown for the moment. He's got the transfer spot here on lap number 1. Again, Crate Late Models, heat race number 4. Crate Late Model drivers, heat race number 4 to the staging area, please. Jack Brown, good run off turn number 2 to the inside of Hardy. Back behind them, going to be a couple battling likewise. McMillan and Scott as Collins leads them back for lap 2. Logan Robertson about 3 car lengths back of the number 2 position. Couple different lines taken by both Collins and Robertson, but both of them staying pretty close together as they work it back in 3 and 4. Gotchnauer's lost a little bit to the front 2, but solidly in that number 3 position. 149 to Hardy. He's in fourth in the battle for the transfer spot. Here comes McMillan to the inside of Jack Brown, looking to make it into tonight's feature via the heat race. And right now, Brown's got him covered in that 26 off of turn 2. Meanwhile, Robertson turning the wick up a little bit. Collins sweeping wide. Robertson keeping it down low. And we're halfway here in qualifier number 3. So moments ago, it was Avery McMillan challenging for the transfer spot. Now he's on the defense as Ben Scott to the RT9 down to the inside, trying to get around him and close up on Jack Brown. Leaders back for lap 5. Collins continuing to swing it wide, and that keeps Robertson right in the hunt. Gotchnauer, Lear, and Brown right now the top 5. 2 laps to go when they come back to the stripe. Robertson again, good run off turn number 2 down low. He pulls to within a car length, less than that in 3 and 4. Collins, the low to middle groove. It's going to be Robertson a little bit lower. Collins takes the 2 to go indication. Once again, Collins in that middle groove. Robertson a little closer and draws even down the back straightaway. Top qualifier, and now looking to pick up another $50 courtesy of Booz Brothers Performance. 1 and 2 work well. Collins in 3 and 4 a little bit better by a half car length at the stripe, but the white flag is out. We'll follow your leaders back in 3, or I should say 1 and 2, as Collins grabs it. Somehow gets back around that 17, and it's going to be Robertson lurching down there in turn 3 and 4, right up on the front of Collins. Drag race is on. You can give it to Trevor Collins, taking the victory. Back to the stripe, Robertson in second. Gotchnauer, the 7G, he'll be in third. The 149 of Kyle Lear in fourth. And top 5 made up by the 26 of Jack Brown. They'll be the next 5 to make it into tonight's Crate Late Model Feature event. All right, field stacked up. We're looking for 5 more takers into this 30-lap, $2,000 to win event as we get set for the green flag off turn number 4. Devin Branning getting a good jump on that start, and he'll grab the lead off of turn number 2. The 137 already trying to check out early. Dylan High into second. Here comes Joey Warren. He was a one-time winner a couple of years ago in crate action here at Hagerstown Speedway in an intense battle with Roy Dees, who almost spun it, holds on to it. He had it completely sideways, and the 05 still maintains a position. 71 of Road Cap, the 11P of Pope, and the 6 of Christopher Boyce, all right up in there. Should say Christopher Hutton, and Road Cap turns it in turn number 1. Boyce, or should say Hutton, with nowhere to go, also spins it. And our Jesse James Automart, caution flag coming back out. All right, 1 lap down of the 8 that will make up the final qualifier tonight. Brandon and High up on the front row. Joey Warren in the 11 Star started 4th. Right now he's 3rd on the restart. The 05er Roy Dees Jr. down on his outside as Green is back. Caution is out. That start a little premature off turn number 4. I want to get everybody tightened up and right where they need to start down to the designated pole.
1 outside. 05 outside. Right like that. Calvin, we're good. We can go. 137. Nice consistent pace coming to the green. I don't need you slowing down. I don't need you speeding up. Nice consistent pace or I'll send you back.
All right, going to try it again down in turn 3 and 4 as Brandon and High make their way off of that 4th turn and back to green. Brandon grabbing that lead. Trouble again. It's Road Cab. He does a 360. but he did keep going, so we'll realign everybody where they are and go back again. Road Cap already was at the back end of the field after bringing out the caution initially, so obviously by virtue of him continuing on, usually it's 2 and out in the heat race, but he did keep going, so he does stay out on the racetrack right now as we get set to re-green here off of turn number 4. Brandon grabbing the lead down the back straightaway. Once again, Joey Warren challenging Dylan High. That will be the battle for second as they come off at turn number 4. Lap number 2 will go on the board this time by. High in second, Warren, Deese, and Pope. And the 11P, they would be the early top 5. 43 of Jared Edwards right on Pope's rear deck lid, trying to get a transfer position as well. Back behind him, Hutton in the number 6. He's trying to dig out of a hole after having to spin to avoid a caution earlier. As the battle for second continuing on, still going to be the one up high. He holds on to that number 2 spot. Warren giving them plenty of pressure, and now Pope sees the opening on the inside of Roy Deese. He wants to get off the bubble as Brandon has checked out. Top 5 are secure, and now it's going to be Hutton to the inside of Jared Edwards. That will be the battle for 6 as these two chase down the top 5. Leaders are back halfway on the board. 4 in the books and 4 to go this time by. Good run off a 2 for Joey Warren that time. Down bottom, he'll go to the inside of Dylan High and get the number 2 position. Over a turn advantage right now for Devin Brannon here on lap number 5. Side by side, and Dylan High uses that high side to reclaim that number 1 or number 2 position. Warren will be in second or third now, going back and forth. And then the 05 of Roy Deese and the 11P of Ed Pope III. They are the top 5 as Brandon comes back for 2 to go. White flag in the air for Devin Brannon that time by as he heads down the back straightaway. Dylan High comfortably now in second. Joey Warren falling back in third. Pope got around Roy Deese Jr. And the 05 of Deese holding on, trying to for that number 5 transfer spot. But Chris Hutton on the move, trying to see if he can pedal his way into the field. Meanwhile, Brandon in the 137 coming back, taking the checkered flag. And we will watch that transfer position likewise as they come off at turn number 4. Deese has been sliding high. Going to be Dylan High, Joey Warren, Ed Pope III, and the 05 of Roy Deese Jr. makes it into tonight's 30-lap $2,000 to win Crate Lake Model Field. Six drivers set to do battle 5 laps as the green flag is out here in tonight's first of 2 5-lap pure stock qualifiers. And going to be Dave Friedrich up on the high side. Yonker trying to make it a 3-wide battle. Not to be for the moment. Sutphin right down there, and now she will go 3 wide. Down the back chute. And there goes Yonker. And they're still 3 wide. And turn 3 and 4 on the entrance. Almost looks like a pace lap at a World of Outlaw late model event. And here comes Friedrich. He'll grab the lead on the front straightaway here on lap number 1. Sutphin in second, but Yonker is right there as well. 72 RC of Brandon Churchy. He is third. Three wide again. It just doesn't give up. And this time a little bumpsy between the 45 and the 66. That's going to open the door. And Yonker also makes contact. He and Sutphin. Heavy contact here on the front straightaway. Everybody has to get on the binders for the moment, and Yonker will grab that lead. Sutphin in second, Friedrich in the 66 now third, Churchy in the 72 RC. He's going to get the momentum down to the bottom side. He'll get 1 spot, maybe 2 down the back straightaway as a 31 of Yonker will come back for the 2 to go sign. So Yonker leads him with 2 to go. It's going to be Sutphin in the 45 in second. Friedrich, they settle down single file for the first time in a while. He'll be third. Churchy in fourth. Tyler Fisher fifth. And the 00, Robert Thompson, rounding out the field as they come back for the white flag. Friedrich and Churchy go way high. Sutphin stays down bottom, and Yonker, pretty good lead down the back straightaway here in the final lap of our first pure stock qualifier tonight. And off of turn 4, still looking for that first pure stock win of the season. Going to be Yonker in the 31 coming away with the victory. 45 a Lincoln Sutphin, 66 a Dave Friedrich, 72 RC Brandon Churchy, and the 32F of Tyler Fisher. They will be the top 5 in qualifier number 1. All right, final heat race of the night. Set to do battle off of turn number 4.
'77. You can't go till you get past that flag stand. A little early. We can try it again.
That will be followed by the LCQ for the
77. You can go anytime after the pole. There's a flagman there at 3 and 4. He's going to point at the pole. You can go anytime after that pole.
All right, green is back out. Blake Reed grabbing that lead as they are bunched up in the back end of the field, and that's where your point leader is. Right now, Reed in the 8B, the leader. 57 of Ecton Jr. up into second. 77 of Bryson Fogel. He'll be third here on lap number 1. Lap number 2 about to be scored. Going to be Reed in that 8B. He's down to the bottom side. Carling better than the 57 of Ecton in his tire tracks as they come back to the stripe. A few more back to the 77 of Bryson Fogel, 17 yellow Randy Lindenberg. And then the battle between Beavers and Jesse Daniels right now side by side for the number 5 position. Again, classic cars for your 15-lap feature. That will be next. Classic car drivers for your 15-lap event. That will be next. You should be at the staging area. Blake Reed still with about a 2 or 3 car length advantage. He's keeping William Ecton Jr. at bay about the same distance, maybe a little more. Back to Fogel on the 77. 17 yellow Lindenberg back and forth, and trouble for your point leader Beavers. He had some front end damage when they had that 3-wide battle with the back of the field on lap number 1, and he pulls a 62 off into the pit area. White flag meanwhile out for Blake Reed, another driver of many in this field, as so close to their first victory of the 2025 season. Ecton's another one, along with Beavers and Yonker. And he looks to collect the heat race win. He did well last week and was on the straightaway for the redraw, and he comes back to the stripe. It's the 8B. Blake Reed taking heat race number 2 for the Pure Stocks. 57 of William Ecton Jr., the 77 of Bryson Fogel, 17L of Randy Lindenberg, and the 76 of Jesse Daniels. They will be the top 5 in our final Pure Stock qualifier of the night. All right, one lap about to be complete. 15 on the board here tonight for our classic car drivers. And as they come back to the line, Connor Cantwell, the heat race winner earlier tonight in the 27. He had the pressure from the 53 of Steve Cantwell Sr. throughout that heat race. And right now they are the top two as they work down the straightaway. One lap complete. Up there now, 6 of Cody Atland. We didn't talk about him much in the heat race, but he got a pretty good draw, and right now he's up into third as he worked right way off of turn number 4 and get back for lap number 2. So good run right now going to Cody Atland at a Hanover, PA. And then fourth, the 35, Dustin Wiles. He had a good run in the heat race earlier. 22 of Corey Shore. He'll round out the top 5 as our leaders make their way back for lap number 3. Crate Late Model B-Main. Crate Late Model B-Main drivers, you can make your way to the staging area. Crate Late Model B-Main drivers to the staging area, please. So lap 4 going by. Connor Cantwell, he has got the lead so far tonight in our classic car feature. Tight 3-car battle, though. 53 of Steve Cantwell Sr. still right there, along with the number 6 machine of Cody Atland. All right, 5 in the books as we are a third of the way through our first feature event of the night. 15 laps for the classic car machines. They'll be back on September the 20th. Thrills and Spills night, if memory serves me right. Thrills, Spills, Demo Derby, Enduro, classic cars, and I'm not going to be here. But maybe I'll make the next one as Cody Cantwell right now still trying to hold on to the lead. Steve Cantwell Sr. giving him some good challenges. Those two have pulled away a little bit from the 6 of Cody Atland. 35 right now. Dustin Wiles remains back there in 4th, and Steve Cantwell in the 20 rounding out the top 5 here at lap number 7. Halfway about to go on the board for Connor Cantwell as he works it back for lap number 8 tonight. Well, Steve Cantwell Sr. keeping him honest as he only has about a 2-car length advantage. Again, the 6 machine of Cody Atland holding on into 3rd. Challenge now for 4th. Steve Cantwell in the 20 to the inside of the 35 of Dustin Wiles. 9 on the board this time by in classic car competition. All right, lap 11 recorded that time by 4 more circuits tonight here for Connor Cantwell on Hanover, PA, as he looks to secure the first victory of the season for classic cars. Steve Cantwell Sr. in the 53 keeping it tight as they put 12 on the board. 3 laps to go here in tonight's 15-lap main event. Still a good run. Cody Atland in that number 6 at a Hanover. He holds on to third. 35 of Dustin Wiles still in fourth. 20 of Steve Cantwell. He made a good bid, but he has fallen backwards a little bit by a few car lengths, and he still rounds out the top 5. Two to go as they come off turn 4, and Connor is holding on. Steve Cantwell Sr. White flag in the air this time by Connor Cantwell. The 27 powers his way back to the stripe, hoping to get that victory as he heads off into the 1-2 turn. Steve Cantwell in the 53. Here comes that challenge right alongside that left rear tire. Not to be as Connor winds it up and holds on to a car length advantage down the back straightaway. 6 of Cody Atland still in third. Leaders back in 3 and 4 for the final time. Connor bobbles a little bit. Steve's right behind him, and Connor Cantwell on the 27. He comes away with our classic car victory tonight. 53 of Steve Cantwell Sr. winds up in second. The 6 of Cody Atland in third. Side-by-side battle to the stripe for fourth. Who's got the set of eyes? Going to be the 20 of Steve Cantwell, winning over the 35 of Dustin Wiles in tonight's 15-lap main event. Well, our classic cars making their first appearance of the season, and as he climbs out of the car, give it up for Connor Cantwell, the 27, our classic car winner. And I see a for sale sign on there too. Crate late models getting set for their B-Main. We're going to find the final 6 drivers that will make it into tonight's 30-lap, $2,000 to win feature event tonight here at Hagerstown. So they'll get lined up, and we'll get a few words with Connor here in a second. Following our crates, we will have the redraw for, I guess, just our pure stocks tonight. That will be the only redraw we'll need. And the roll of the dice, take a little bit of a quick break, and then get set for the IMCA RaceSaver Sprint Car feature event. Now, he's got a beautiful trophy to enjoy tonight as well, as Connor strolls around. All right, I see a Steve Cantwell Sr., I see a Steve Cantwell. All right, where does Connor fit in the mix here? What's the relationship? I know it's in there somewhere. What is it?
I'm the son of Steve Cantwell Sr. and Steve Cantwell, or Stephen Cantwell Jr. He's my brother. So.
All right. Cantwell, and Cantwell, you have a great law firm. We appreciate that. He kept you honest all night long. Was he pushing you harder than you thought, or was he trying to teach you something out there? And how long have you been racing these classic cars, actually?
I've been racing these. Next year will be my 6th year, so this is my 5th year. My dad, I wouldn't be in this if it wasn't for my dad, and I don't think my brother would either. I mean, we all come together, and it's like a family thing that we do together, and we enjoy it.
Where else do you guys get to run? I know we get you a couple times during the year, but where else can some of our fans see the classic racing cars run at?
We run at Lincoln Speedway, Bridgeport, here, Babs, and that's all of our tracks.
All right, you've had that many years in the books. How's this season gone for you?
This is my 3rd win here and 2 at Babs, and I'm leading points, so it's going pretty good, I could say.
Any good arguments around the dinner table at night between all the Cantwells? Who's the better driver?
We don't live together. We all live separately, so it's all good. We all get along, and we enjoy it.
Well, that's good. That's what it's all about. Connor, who would you like to thank this evening?
I'd like to thank my girlfriend, Maddie, for letting me do this. Leftworth Heating and Cooling, Bennett Construction Excavation, JBS Lawn Landscaping, Alex's Lawn Care Services, Short Fuse Fabrication, and my dad, my brother, and just everybody makes this. I mean, I wouldn't be here for any than you guys.
I was going to warn you that there was a driver that looked very alright coming up behind you, but he didn't clock you, so you're okay.
Was that my dad?
I don't know who all you guys are.
I know
There's a bunch of Cantwells in here, that's all I know.
Yeah, there's only 3 of us, so.
Well, Connor, great job. I know we're going to see you back here sometime next month. Hope we got you here again. So thanks for coming out with the classic cars. They look great, and we certainly hope you guys have great success between now and the next time you make your way back here.
Thank you. And yeah, we'll be back September 20th and the 27th. That's my birthday, so hopefully I got good luck that race.
Well, hopefully so. Connor, well, again, thanks for coming tonight here at Hagerstown, and best of luck the rest of the way.
And thank you for having us and letting us race here.
All right, good times with Connor Cantwell. He picks up our classic car feature event victory tonight here at the Hagerstown Speedway. All right, I think I'm going to do something new. I am already late to the party, so I'm going to go down the infield and announce the race. As our crate late models get set, Branson Woodward in the number 3 out of Winchester, Virginia. He'll be on the pole. And the 43 of Jared Edwards out of Mechanicsville. Row 5, the 9 of Jim Pownell. The 92 J of Brian Coe. Followed by the 28 of Dylan Pryor. 71 of Buck Roadcap. The 26P of Marty Pownell. 21H of Nick Hassenfluck. Chase Hardy, Josh Dotson. Here we go. All right, green flag is out. 12 laps of distance, top 5 transferred tonight in our crate late model B main. And going to be Woodward grabbing that lead down the back straightaway here on lap number 1, looking to get his first victory of 2025 in the B main. All over that rear deck lid, going to be Robert Smith, the 01S. As they work their way back into the 1-2 turn down the back straightaway. Smith all over that rear deck lid coming down. And here comes Ben Scott, that RT9. Caution on the speedway. First yellow flag out of the night. All right, field stacked up. 1 lap completed. Our 12-lap B main event. Branson Woodward in at 3, holding the lead. The 01 of Robert Smith in second spot. RT9 of Ben Scott. The 6 of Chris Hutton and company. Here they come off turn number 4 one more time. All right, leaders back at 1 and 2. Woodward trying to hold that lead as he heads down the back straightaway here for lap number 2. Going to be Smith in second. Ben Scott up into third. Avery McMillan also trying to get in the mix along with the 6 of Chris Hutton. Top 5 again to transfer. McMillan in the number 5 spot. 43 of Jared Edwards. Trying in vain to get that number 5 position at blue 43. Trying to look to the inside and get 5th spot. Right on the rear deck lid of Avery McMillan. Right behind them, the 44 of Nick DeBella. And then the 19 of Alan Witt Jr. Battle for the transfer spot continuing. Edwards in the 43 down to the inside. McMillan, the 00, trying to hold it. Here they come off turn number 4. Edwards right in his tire tracks as he works back to the strike. DeBella, Alan Witt, and then the 26 of Bonnell. They round out the top 8 machines. Woodward, meanwhile, the number 3, looking for lap number 5 this time. Halfway, about to go on the board. Branson Woodward, still the leader. Robert Smith in second. And right now, still watching Avery McMillan and Jared Edwards further back in the field in that battle for the number 5 position. Checking out right now, Robert Smith, Ben Scott, Chris Hutton, and Avery McMillan. And right now the battle between McMillan and Jared Edwards has subsided. He's been able to pull away from the 43 and now begins to put pressure on the 6 of Chris Hutton in the battle for that number 4 spot. Leaders coming back. 8 laps complete this time by.
Yellow, yellow. Debris in 2, stay low. Debris in 2, stay low.
All right, field stacked up. Woodward down to the inside. Going to be the 01, Robert Smith. Then Ben Scott back alongside of him, the 6 of Chris Hutton. And then the 00, the bubble spot. And is Avery McMillan. Edwards right there. Here we go. Green flag, 3 to go. All right, green back out. Edwards to the outside of the McMillan machine. They head down the back straightaway. 2 to go when they come back to the stripe. Top 4 secure. McMillan again gets the number 5 spot. And now back to Billen. The 44 he gets around Edwards. And now tries to see if he can get a transfer spot likewise. 2 laps to go this time on. A great run for Branson Woodward. Robert Smith, they have checked out. Ben Scott comfortably in 3rd spot. Chris Hutton holding on to 4th. McMillan, the 00 5th. 44, Bentamella trying to find his way in. White flag in the air this time on. All right, final lap. Branson Woodward out of Winchester, Virginia. That 3 machine started on the pole. Looks like he's going to transfer his way into tonight's $2,000 to win greatly model event, taking the B main. 01 of Robert Smith. That's him in 2nd. RT9, Ben Scott. And Avery McMillan, that 00. He'll wind up 4th. And the 6 of Chris Hutton rounding out the top 5. All right, redraw time. Our IMC RaceSaver sprints are going to be drawing some pills too in a few moments. But Nathaniel Yonker, where is he in this crowd? Is Nathaniel up here? Maybe not. Huh? Oh, God. There he is. See, you go down the infield, announce 1 race, and you're lost. You're just turned all the way around. Hey, good run tonight. That was some fierce competing battling in that heat race.
It was a good run.
Yeah. Okay, once again, still looking for that first victory of the season, and so many guys in your class are so capable of doing it. Tonight?
Yeah, I hope so. It's a good, hard class, but I think we got it.
All right, we're going to have Josh let you roll that dice and see what you can come up with tonight. It's the redraw for the Pure Stock drivers here this evening at the Hagerstown Speedway. Number 2, not bad at all. Nathaniel, good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
All right, Nathaniel Yonker right now chasing down Dylan Beavers in the battle for that championship, 19 points back in the number 2 spot. All right, Jim, who we got here in our sprint cars for the IMCA RaceSavers?
Well, Johnny the Jet Scarborough.
All right. All the way from Vermont, our defending champion, the Laurel Highlands race. Where do you live in these days? Are you still in Vermont?
No, we're still in Vermont, not having any luck locating a house in Pennsylvania, but we're not going to give up. We're going to keep going.
All right, impressive heat race win, and you get the number 9. Is that 9? Yep. Number 9 for the 61 of John Scarborough. Who we got next?
Ken Duke Jr.
All right, fresh off the victory at Clinton County and looking good here in your heat race. Ken, congratulations on last night's win.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Things are looking good for you tonight as well?
We're doing good so far. This will determine a lot right here.
All right, go ahead and dip your hand in there and see what you can come up with.
6.
All right, he gets a number 6. Ken Duke Jr. in the 67, as we mentioned, won at Clinton County. Looks like
Ryan Lynn.
Ryan Lynn?
He has a surrogate pill draw guy.
All right, Ryan Lynn, surrogate. Go ahead and draw the pill. Number 1. There it is for Ryan Lynn. Better hold on to that good luck charm.
Gerald Harris.
All right, J9, Gerald Harris. Another one of our good drivers here in the Virginia Sprint Series.
Sorry.
All right.
Stevie Kennewell.
Number 12 for Gerald. Steve Kennewell, next up.
He's Stevie. Dad is Steve.
Okay. Number 2? Oh, what'd you get? 11. Well, it was 2 actually, if you look at it a different way. Who's our next driver?
Dylan Schatzer.
Dylan Schatzer, our Hagerstown driver. Who do you got? Number 5 for Dylan Schatzer from Hagerstown, Maryland tonight.
Colby.
Colby Weaver 5W. He's going to draw now.
No guts here. They won't draw their own.
All right. Well, the surrogates are doing pretty good.
Darren Bolak.
Number 3, Darren Bolak, our 44V out of North Carolina. Darren's going to go ahead and draw. Number 4 for that 44 of Darren
Josh
Bolak.
Shantz. Our traveler, Josh Shantz.
Josh Shantz.
Another North Carolina.
All right, North Carolina driver Josh Shantz going to do his drawing now. And number 2 for Josh.
We got Casey Weaver.
Casey Weaver in the 4W will be our next one to draw to see where he's going to start tonight. Their 25 lapper coming up in a few moments. That will be the first feature tonight. Casey, what you got? Number 7.
Chris Humphrey.
All right, Chris Humblett will be our next driver, the number 20 machine. And Chris draws the number 10 tonight.
Then we got Colton Hendershot.
At 461, Colton Hendershot, Clear Spring, Maryland's favorite sprint car driver. All right, number 8, Colton, good luck tonight.
All right, guys, let's get lucky.
All right. Hey, sprint drivers, good luck tonight. Thank you so much for being here at Hagerstown. And again, they'll be back for our Clash by the Creek later on this year. Fans, get your 50-50 tickets out. We have got $206 that Linda has found in her pocket. She put it in the bucket tonight. And your winning 50-50 is 560-901. 560-901. You're winning 50-50 tonight. And thanks out to everybody who participated in that. Again, the IMCA RaceSaver Sprint, as soon as they get geared up and ready to go, their 25-lap feature is next. 30 for the crates and 15 for the pure stocks. Pace car heads off, makes that hard left-hand turn into the back pit area. We get set to go for 25 laps of open-wheel Winged Warrior Racing. 26 of Ryan Lynn and the 18 of Josh Shantz lead us to the green flag. Dylan Schatzer in the 71. He picked up the win earlier this year. Kenny Hefner not here tonight. He was winner number 2. Who will be winner number 3? We'll find out in 25 laps as the IMCA RaceSaver Sprints get the green flag. And from that outside pole, Josh Shantz quickly grabbing the lead. Ken Duke in the 67 bolting through. Started back in 6th position quickly. That 67 up to 3rd as the leaders make their way through the 3-4 turn. Lap number 1 about to be recorded. Going to be Shantz of the 18 leading the way. Lynn in 2nd. 67 of Duke holding on to 3rd. Weaver in the 5W and the 471 of Colton Hendershot. Right now they're the early top 5. Bolak in the 44. He's challenging for a top 5 run. He goes underneath the Hendershot. He'll get the number 5 position. Here comes Colton in the 461. Back on the outside. Challenging. He'll rim ride there in 3 and 4. Bolak will cut him off. Hendershot, the crossover move, and they're still side by side for the number 5 spot. Back behind him, Weaver, Scarborough, Schatzer. They're all tangled up in a good battle. And a spinner in turn number 1 and 2. And one other driver makes a little contact. Couldn't avoid it. 2 cars involved in our 2nd lap of action. 26 of Ryan Lynn, the pole sitter. He'll be 3rd, followed by the 5W of Colby Weaver. Started in the number 3 spot. He dropped back 1 notch in the order. As we mentioned, Duke in that 67 shot out of a cannon off turn 2 and jumped up a few spots early as they get set for the retry. Off at turn number 2 in the Jesse James Automart restart zone. Duke quickly trying to get on the attack right now. Can't do it. And here he goes off of turn number 2. Midway through the corner. Looked like it wasn't going to happen. Then he really got a surge. Shantz of the 18. He's on the outside, but they'll be nose to tail when they come off of turn number 4 this time by. And Ken Duke Jr., your new leader. Shantz will be in 2nd. Weaver in that 5W. He and Ryan Lynn in the 26. Side by side for the number 3 position. Lynn down bottom. Now the crossover move by Weaver. From the top down to the bottom and to the inside and into 3rd goes the 5W Colby Weaver. Side by side, it's going to be Bolak. Oh my Lord, 3 wide as he came through, and it's going to be the 4W right up the middle between Bolak and Hendershot. And that's Weaver and that 4W Casey Weaver. So both the Weavers having a very good run. And right now further up, Colby Weaver in that 5W challenging. 18 to Shantz for 2nd, and Ken Duke Jr. He's already trying to hide from the field. Good almost half straightaway lead here at lap 5, the 25-lap main event. Colby Weaver and Josh Shantz still side by side for second. Give it to Weaver. That time by. Shantz will drop into second. Lynn in third. And now here comes the 61 of John Scarborough, the defending Laurel Highlands champion. But Weaver in that 4W. Also on the move, that's Casey Weaver. He along with Scarborough still side by side challenging each other for the number 5 position. 44 of Darren Bollock behind them. Then the 17 of Kennewall, the 71 of Schatzer, 40-61 of Hendershot, and then the J9 of Gerald Harris. Ken Duke Jr., he'll put 7 on the board, and he clearly can already see the back of the field when he comes back to the line this time. Colby Weaver starting third. He has worked his way back up into the number 2 position. He is trying to hunt down that 67 of Duke. And right now, he looks like he's closing the gap just a little bit. Third place battle, still pretty good. Going to be Josh Shantz of the 18, holding on to the spot. 26 of Ryan Lynn in fourth. 61 of Scarborough, still in fifth. He wins the battle with the 4W of Casey Weaver and edges away from him just a little bit. Weaver comfortable in the number 6 position. 17K Steve Kennewall is back in 7th. Bolak in the 44 is 8th. Dylan Schatzer in the 71 9th, and the J9 of Gerald Harris rounding out the top 10 as we get set for 10 laps of action complete here in tonight's main event. Duke working midpoint down the back straightaway and already has hit the back markers in the field. Duke clearing around a couple slower machines down the back chute. Oh, Casey Weaver reignited that battle with John Scarborough, and that is a battle for 5th right now. Make it 6th. And he gets around him. Scarborough drops back a little bit. Kennewall, the 17K, he's also closing the gap up as your leader heads down the back straightaway. And again, Ken Duke Jr. really ripping up the field right now. And that's 67. Continuing to work lap traffic. 5W of Colby Weaver closing the gap up a little bit. Usually that's what does happen when you get into lap traffic. And here comes Duke off at turn number 4. Lap number 13 on the board. 12 to go here in tonight's 25-lap main event. And we'll watch Duke. He's trying to work underneath another slower car. Weaver likewise. 1 lap machine. Now make it 2 between your top 2 drivers as they work it back into 3 and 4. 26 of Ryan Lynn holding on to the number 3 spot. Here comes Weaver. That's Casey Weaver in the 4W. They make it a 3-wide battle with the lap car down bottom. Casey Weaver swings around to the outside, and Weaver puts the 4W up into 3rd. Lynn will be 4th. 61 of Scarborough. He'll remain number 5. 17 of Kennewall back there in the number 6 position as they work off at turn number 4. And it will be 10 laps to go for Ken Duke Jr. Colby Weaver hadn't lost sight of him. He's working lap traffic just as well, but still a couple of lap machines between those 2 drivers. As Duke gets a little bit of breathing room for the moment. He's still got a few lap cars coming up. They're all single file, and right now they have a little bit of a gap as he comes back for lap number 16. Colby Weaver remaining in 2nd spot. 3rd still to the 26, or making the 4W now. That is Casey Weaver. 26 of Ryan Lynn, the pole sitter. He's holding on to 4th, and the 61 of Scarborough. He's battling with Kennewall off turn number 2. Give Kennewall the spot. He's up in the top 5 in that beautiful black and orange number 17K as they work their way into turn 3 and 4 in the high side of lap traffic likewise. So that puts Scarborough on the 61 back into the number 6 position. 7th on the track right now is going to be the 71 of Dylan Schatzer. 18 of Josh Shantz. J9 of Gerald Harris, and the 44 Darren Bollock. They would be the top 10 here at lap number 17, soon to be 18, as Duke peels it off at turn number 4 and makes his way back to the stripe. Getting around the 461 of Colton Hendershot. 1 lap machine between the leaders as they work off at turn number 4. And again, Duke finds himself back in lap traffic. The R6 machine next in line That'll be Reed Thompson that he's trying to get around on the high side. Bolak, the 10th place car, is next in line. So Duke is just reeling around with some extended green flag racing. And just check it out. 10 cars remain on the lead lap as they come back for 5 laps to go here in tonight's feature event. Colby Weaver in the 5W, great job in trying to work lap traffic and keep pace with the 67. But right now, it's all Ken Duke Jr. 4W, Casey Weaver still very solidly in that number 3 position. Kennewald to the 17K, having a great run in 4th. Scarborough on the 61, holding on to 5th. Schatzer in the 71, not far behind him in 6th position. Duke back to the stripe, and now he's got more breathing room with 4 circuits to go. May hit a little bit more lap traffic. Got around the 44 of Bolak, who is the 10th place machine, and has opened that advantage up through this lap traffic about a half a straightaway as he works it off at 3 and 4 for lap number 22 this time by. Next car in line would be the outside pole sitter. That would be the 18 of Josh Shantz, who is running 9th on the field right now, as it'll be Ken Duke Jr. coming back to take the 2 to go indication. Colby Weaver also clearing lap traffic, but he's got a good half straightaway to catch the 67, who's going to need to have some type of problem for Weaver to have any chance of closing the gap up. But right now it's Ken Duke Jr. on cruise control as he works back at turn number 3 and 4 and anxiously looks for the white flag here in tonight's 25-lap event. Underneath of Shantz, trying to 9 cars on the lead lap here in tonight's IMCA RaceSaver Sprint Car main event. Duke still not done. Knows he's got a turn lead, but still push to the envelope on the number 9 car. And he'll go to the outside of Josh Shantz, trying for one final set of turns. It's a sweep. Clinton County on Friday, Hagerstown Saturday. Ken Duke Jr., 2 wins for the weekend of the IMCA RaceSaver Sprints. The 5W, Colby Weaver coming home in the number 2 spot. 3rd as they come off at turn number 4. The 4W, Casey Weaver. The 17K of Steve Kennewall. And the 26, your pole sitter, Ryan Lynn. They will make up the top 5 here in tonight's 25-lap main event. So 2 for 2 this weekend. The driver out of Winfield, Pennsylvania, Ken Duke Jr. started back at the number 6 spot, shot up into 2nd quickly. All right, he's walking around a car, and fans give it up. Great performance by Ken Duke Jr. tonight in our RaceSaver Sprints. I forgot, you did draw the number 6 pill.
I did.
Well, you might as well have drawn number 1 because you just checked out. Boy, that car really looked good coming off the corners.
Oh man, it was great. We were a little off in the heat race, but I was able to make some adjustments to the car, and man, it just came to life. From the first corner after the green flag dropped, I mean, it would work on the bottom, the top, the middle. It didn't matter where it was. I mean, if I didn't win this race, it would be totally on me tonight.
Well, and you know, once you got into lap traffic, obviously we always watch the interval between the leader and the 2nd place car. Colby at one point may have been closing just slightly, but you seem to dissect lap traffic very well. He was working it very hard, trying to keep you in his sights, but there was just no catching the 67. And I believe you lapped all but the top 7 or 8 cars tonight. You were on a roll.
Oh man, it feels really good. We've been struggling the first half of this year, and we've been working really hard to kind of turn it around and get better. And little by little, we've had some bad luck. We were in a crash at Port Royal. We hadn't lost an engine at Port Royal a different time, but we just keep working, and we got it going the last couple weeks. And this weekend to win both races, Friday and Saturday here at Hagerstown. This place is special to me for a lot of reasons, and we love racing here. This track really suits my driving style, and I couldn't be happier.
Well, on behalf of Hagerstown Speedway, and I've told this to the other drivers that have come here, I've talked to Jim about it earlier today, we really appreciate it. When the 305 guys come to town, it's a good, clean, quick show. Very few cautions, very efficient racing, very professional racing, and you're a big part of that because ever since I've been seeing you guys here, you've been here, and it is a great honor to see what you've done this weekend. Now, question is, can you go to Clinton County and Bedford next weekend and do it again?
we're going to give it our best shot.
All right. Who would you like to thank tonight, Ken?
My parents for sticking by me. My wife, Donna, she lets me do this all the time. I'm in the shop almost every night working on race cars, and she puts up with it. It means the world to me. All my sponsors, it takes a village. Fairfield Chevrolet, River Valley Builders, Chris Kenwell State Farm, Sherry Marshall, at Edward Jones, Clean Mist Car Wash, Susquehanna Valley Auto Glass, Bud Godak Auto Body, Tom Tice Powder Coating, J&J Auto Racing, Blood Lubricants, Seth's Racing Engines, Penske Shocks. I mean, it just takes a village, and we wouldn't be as successful without each and every one of them.
That's victory number 2, because you never look back over the car hardly at all. You rattled those suckers off. Just as great a performance in naming them sponsors as it was the way you carved up that field tonight. Ken, you're a great guy. It's finally great to talk to you here in Victory Lane. So happy for you for this weekend, and wish you the best of luck the rest of the way.
Oh, great. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Ken Duke Jr. has a great one tonight here in the IMCA RaceSaver Sprints. All right, David Kaiser, the two-time Hagerstown winner of the 11K. He's won several crate late model events. The 72 Trevor Collins, Seaford, Delaware. Some of the best crate late model talent. Here we go. 30 laps, $2,000 on the line tonight. And it will be Collins from the outside of that front row, grabbing the lead. Kaiser under attack. He's got Hardy and Brannon right behind him. 3 Virginia drivers make it 4 right there, 2nd through 5th. Kaiser, Hardy, Brannon, and Logan Robertson as Trevor Collins of Delaware will lead lap number 1. Brannon up in the high groove. Making Kaiser running middle. Hardy down low. Here comes Robertson. Good run off of turn number 2. He'll pull right up behind the 99 and the 11K as they make their way back in 3 and 4. Trevor Collins right now comfortable in his lead. 137 to Brandon Trouble, going to be your point leader.
Yellow, stay high. Yellow, stay high in 4.
One car
Stay high
caution
in 4.
here in lap number 2. On this restart, Brandon likes working up top of that 137. The 99 of Hardy. He'll be 3rd on the restart with the 11K of David Kaiser, your pole sitter, on the outside. Robertson, he was also on the move. Not enough to be talked about. Only 2 laps were complete. Here we go. Back to green. Collins and Brannon side by side. Trevor will dip it right down to the bottom of the racetrack, and then it slides right up in front of the Brannon machine. That opens the door for Hardy. Brannon had to get on the binders. Hardy takes the number 2 spot. Robertson likewise to the inside of Kaiser. He wants 4th. He's bottom feeding down on the low side of the racetrack. Meanwhile, Collins leads him back. Hardy, Brannon, and Kaiser and Robertson. They will be the top 5 here on lap number 3. Kaiser now going up to the cushion and trying to find something. Robertson's going to get the run down low off of turn number 2, and that may give him the number 4 spot. 08 of Jacob Burdett back in 6th. Dylan High in 7th. Isaiah Gutschnauer holding on to 8th. Travis Campbell in 9th. And the top 10 as they work their way off of turn number 4 and back to the stripe, going to be made up by the 11 Star. And that'll be Joey Warren with challenges from the 33 of Jacob Witt. 5th place, the battle. Kaiser gets around the 08K of Burdett, or holds on to that position. And behind him, going to be High, Gotchnauer, and Campbell. They're nose to tail as they come back for lap number 5. Collins about a 3-car length advantage over the 99 of Hardy as he worked it off at turn 4 and back to the line. The 137 of Brannon comfortably in 3rd. 17, the top qualifier, that being Logan Robertson holding on to 4th. Pretty much single file throughout your top 10 right now here in the early going. 08 of Jacob Burdett, he's back in 6th position. The number 1 of Dylan High, he's moved away from that battle with Gotchnauer. And now we've got caution. Looks like the 00 Avery McMillan high up in turn 3 and 4. Our latest Jesse James Automart caution coming out here at lap number 6. All right, field stacked up down in turn number 3. Trevor Collins, Kyle Hardy. They are the new players up on the front row as we get set for the restart here on lap number 6. Hardy getting off to a good start. Collins had issues. He'll still get shoved, but we are going to call that one back. No green, no green.
Yellow, yellow, yellow. Yellow, yellow, yellow. We're bringing that start back.
All right, green flag back out, 2x2, coming back to the stripe. Hardy with the edge at the line. Let's see what happens when they go in that 1-2 turn. Hardy going to be up in the cushion. Going to be Collins down bottom. Here comes Logan Robertson. He shot out of a cannon on the restart. 17 starting 4th. He's up to 3rd down the back straightaway, challenging for 2nd on the outside. It'll be Kyle Hardy leading lap number 7 tonight here at Hagerstown. Robertson, the fast qualifier, up into 2nd. Trouble in turn 4. Roy Deese gets turned around and other drivers get collected.
Yellow, yellow, yellow. Stay high in 4. Stay high in 4.
All right, 7 are complete, and in all these cautions, we have always seen new faces up on that front row as they hit the Jesse James Automart restart zone. Kyle Hardy, Logan Robertson, as we get set to go back to green off turn 4. Hardy will grab it off the stripe. It's going to be Robertson. He'll work the outside line. Hardy will tuck it right down to the bottom. Brandon to the 137 right there. Robertson again with a good run off turn 2. And he will try to draw even with Hardy down the back straightaway. Hardy surging hard into the 3-4 turn, trying to keep that 99 down. Robertson likewise doing the same thing. And Hardy will reassume the number 1 spot. Jumbled up 4 wide, farther back in the field, as everybody's still trying to sort their way through and get to the front. It's going to be Hardy up top. 5 car lengths better than Robertson. A car length better than Brandon. Another 5 back to Trevor Collins, and then 3 more back to the 08K of Jacob Burdett. That is your early top 5 as we go 9 on the board and get set close for the 1/3 mark here on tonight's 30-lap $2,000 to win crate late model event. Single file right now, top 5, and Dylan High gets a little out of shape. Holds on to the car, but Gutschnauer, that 7G, able to get around him. That will move Gutschnauer up into 7th. High in 8th, Campbell 9th, and Lear in the 149. Right now, the top 10.
Yellow, yellow, yellow. Stay high
and
in 3
our
and
latest
4.
Jesse
Stay
James
high in 3
Automarts
and
caution
4.
coming out here at lap number 10. That'll be the Summer Sizzler here at the Speedway. Time trials and feature events only on that night. Late model sportsman drivers will also be here, as well as our simulates and pure stocks. But right now, somebody's trying to see who can lead the final 20 and pick up the 2K. Well, again, not a very good reception on restart, and we're going to have to set them back up again.
$90. You need to wait until you get past that turn flagman. Let's try it again. That's your only warning. $99. You need to move back behind the 137. $137. Go ahead and pull forward in front of the 99.
All right, there is some issues with the starts down in turn 3 and 4. If you look down that way, there is a flagman that is on a stand. To his left, there is a pole. Drivers cannot start the race until they are past that flagman. Clearly, the cars are taking off before that position. That is why there is a penalty, and the 137 of Devin Brannon will move up one row in the order. The 99 of Hardy will be back on the inside of row number 2, or we'll flip-flop them, obviously. But you need to start after that flagman in turn number 3 and 4. All right, 17 of Logan Robertson. He will now be at the point with the 137 of Devin Brennan on the outside. Hardy the 99, 72 of Trevor Collins. Here we go on the restart here at lap number 11 of tonight's Late Model Sportsman, or Great Late Model Feature event in the Jesse James Auto Mart's restart zone. And now Brannon, by virtue of that outside, he'll get a good run. But again, Robertson has been working so well down low off at turn number 2. And right now, Brannon will be that leader. Going to be Hardy in the 99, trying to gain back what he lost on those starts. He is third right now. The 72 of Trevor Collins holding on to fourth. Top 5 right now made up by the 08K of Jacob Burdett here on lap number 11. Top 4 drivers, single file. Dylan High now trying to find the inside of Burdett to get up into the top 5. And here comes Travis Campbell. He saw a few of them get out of shape off at turn 2. And Campbell in the 12. Oh, trouble for Robertson. The 17. He'll pull up in turn number 4. Could be a flat on that right front. And Robertson, your top qualifier, brings out the latest Jesse James Auto Mart caution flag. He'll be on the outside of row number 3. 26 of Jack Brown, also with a good run tonight as well. He started on the outside of row number 9. And with a little bit of attrition, some cautions, and some good racing during the green flag laps, Brown has put himself in a good spot as well. 72 of Collins rejoins the field, and we get set for the Jesse James Auto Mart restart zone. Green is back out. Brannon grabbing that lead. Top 2 peel away. Now Lear in the 149. He has gotten himself up into third. Dylan High to the inside. Burdett 2x2 racing from 4th on back as Brannon leads them back for lap number 13. Going to be Burdett to the inside of Lear trying to gain that position back. High is right now 5th. Campbell in 6th. Jack Brown now up into 7th. Ed Pope in 8th, and right there beside him, Chuck Bowie in the 14C, running up there in the top 9. Leaders back for lap number 14. Top 2 have got about a half straightaway lead. That would be Brannon and Hardy. Right now, the 149 of Kyle Lear and the 08K of Jacob Burdett in their own battle for the number 3 position. They stay single file. Trouble again in turn number 4. Chuck Bowie in the 14C spins it. And our latest Jesse James Auto Mart caution back out on the speedway. All right, we've reached a halfway point, and we are set to go back into the Jesse James Auto Mart restart zone. Chuck Brannon, make it Devin Brannon, and the 99, Kyle Hardy, back to green. Brannon down low and then drifts the car up high. That's going to open the door for Hardy down low. He'll take the lead down the back straightaway, or at least be dead even as they go into 3 and 4. Hardy saw exactly what was happening right there, and now Devin Brannon tries to crossover move in 3 and 4, but Hardy reassumes the number 1 position. Brannon in 2nd, the 149 of Kyle Lear in 3rd, the 8K of Jacob Burdett, and then the 1 of Dylan High, having a very good night tonight in his crate late model race. Started in the 8th position, but seems like he has been trying to climb that greasy ladder and get back up towards the front of the field. Right now he's under attack by the 12C of Travis Campbell. That would be for the number 5 position. Campbell trying to move up in the order. 11P of Ed Pope, another good run for him. 26 of Jack Brown. He is back in 8th. 11 star Joey Warren 9th, and Mason Booz in the B2. He will take that spot away as Warren got crossed up. Booz goes to 9th, and Warren will be 10th. 43 of Jared Edwards. Good run for him. He had to come from the B main, and right now is knocking on the door for a top 10 run likewise. That lap took a couple out. 33 of Jacob Witt and the 7G of Isaiah Gutschnauer. Both very good drivers having good runs tonight. But right here on lap number 19, they are the latest two casualties as we stay green flag racing. Once in front, Kyle Hardy now beginning to check out in that 99 machine. Good lead for the 137 of Devin Brennan. Comfortable on that number 2 position. 149 of Kyle Lear. He is in third. Right now about a 3-4 car length edge over the 08K of Jacob Burdett. And top 5 made up by the 12C of Travis Campbell. Again, Dylan High back in 6th. Ed Pope in 7th. Jack Brown 8th. Mason Booz in 9th and the 11 star. Joey Warren there, the top 10. Campbell again with a good run off the corner. Challenging Burdett. That would be for 4th down the back chute. Top 2 positions pretty well secure. Lear just a few car lengths ahead of that battle between Campbell and Burdett right now off at turn number 4. 21 on the board, 9 circuits to go here in tonight's 30 lap $2,000 to win crate late model event being brought to you by Booz Brothers Racing, the official sponsor of our crates here at Hagerstown Speedway. Campbell indeed does get that spot around Burdett, and Ed Pope on the move. He gets around the one of Dylan High, and that will put Pope up one more notch in the order as he's knocking on the door for a top 5 run tonight as well. That move gives Pope the number 6 position. High back in 7th, Jack Brown in 8th. Mason Booz in 9th, and top 10 made up by Joey Warren. Hardy works it off at turn 4, lap 23 this time by. If we stay green, back markers in the field will become prevalent. Going to be several Chuck Bowie in the 14C, but that may not happen as our Jesse James Automarts caution comes out. And it is for your 3rd running machine, the 149 of Kyle Lear. And looks like trouble also for the 11, no, not the 11P. Looks like maybe the 11K of David Kaiser. We got 3 11s out there, so bear with me, but I believe Kaiser in the 11K just put off into the pit area likewise. Point, but we are closing in. Final 6 circuits here in tonight's crate late model event. Hardy and Brandon, a pair of Virginia Leadfoots. They're set to go. Know the clock is running out on that scoreboard, and they want to get to 30 before anybody else does. Here we go off turn number 4. And green is in the air, and they are side by side. Hardy and Brennan as they work their way back into turn number 1 and 2. Hardy diving down to the bottom. That car's going to slide up the banking, and Brannan's going to try to take advantage. Dives it down low and has the gas on the pedal. And right now the 137 couldn't quite get around the 99. Looked like he wanted to draw even, but couldn't happen. Hardy will be the leader when they come off at turn number 4. Brandon 2nd, and Burdett right there in 3rd. Campbell 4th, and Ed Pope in the 11P now cracks the top 5. 5 laps to go that time by in tonight's crate late model event. Is Travis Campbell not done? He's trying to fend off the efforts of Jacob Burdett. Further back outside the top 5, going to be Jack Brown to the 26, trying to get around Dylan High. Top 5 are single file as the battle begins from 6th on back. It's High, Brown, Booz, Woodward, and also Chris Hutton. Hardy again once in front, and after wrestling the lead away from Devin Brandon, able to check out to a comfortable margin as he comes back for lap number 27 here at tonight's crate late model 2K event. Going to be Brandon back to the line as they remain single file. Pope wins that battle. Actually, Jack Brown wins that battle in 6th. It is going to be Mason Booz in 7th. Dylan High right behind him in 8th. A battle right now for 9th. Branson Woodward and Christopher Hutton side by side. Meanwhile, 2 laps to go for Kyle Hardy tonight. It's a great run for Kyle Hardy as he comes away with the victory. Devin Brandon in second, Travis Campbell, Jacob Burdett, and Ed Pope the third. The top 5 here in tonight's Crate Late Model 2K event. He's getting that checkered flag for yet another impressive win. And there he is, Kyle Hardy, your winner tonight of our 2K Crate Late Model event. Well, I guess in these parts, if your name is Kyle, you're going to win a lot. Kyle Lear did it last weekend, picking up a victory at Potomac, came up to Hagerstown. He did the Crate Late Model Sportsman. This weekend, you did the Limiteds at Potomac and the Crates here. Kyle, I know it was a stressful event out there for many of those restarts. I know that was a big challenge for you, but boy, once you could wrestle that lead away from Devin, this car really checked out.
Yeah, I just can't say enough about Devin and Logan, and I guess Kyle got up there, and Trevor Collins. There's a lot of people that hate on crate racing, and it just goes to show you can have a good, clean race. And I got a lot of respect for the Brandon family, and Devin got me back, and my radio died there in the middle of the race, and I mean, I guess we spotted him a couple spots there in the middle of the race. I don't know. I've never seen the leader jump a start, but. I'm just thankful for Hagerstown Speedway. This place has been a lot of fun to us in the last few years. Can't say enough about the track. The track surface is awesome. And what a race car. This thing is just, I feel bad. My brother, I borrowed his radio there before before his heat race, and he didn't go out for his heat because he didn't have a radio. I'm like, well, what are you doing? You might as well go out there. But I hate that for him. But man, I didn't think we was gonna be able to win there. Putting Devin there in front of us, he's a super, super good driver, and I have a lot of respect for his dad, and I grew up with him, and I'm just really glad he raced me clean. I'm pretty sure I raced him really clean, made sure I cleared him, and I mean that had to have been a hell of a battle to watch. I knew Logan Roberson coming over here, and David Kaiser, Trevor Collins, Devin again, just a bunch of great racers, and. It's an honor to be able to win this. I get a little down on myself here and there. This is a brand new car. It's been top 5 into death. Just finally glad we was able to get over the hump here.
Well, and you mentioned all the drivers, and that's probably maybe a third. When you looked at the field tonight and you saw those names, and then you saw that many more that were in the pits, that says a lot about Crate Late Model Racing. There is some very, very talented drivers in this region. You know that. You were up at Pittsburgh last weekend. You run with a great battle of drivers up there. There is some stout Crate Late Model competition throughout this Northeast.
Oh, I'm telling you, if you roll in here today and you bring your 604 car, you got your work cut out for you. And I'm telling you, us guys out here might make it look easy here and there, but I mean, I had to earn that, fair and square, and just I seen Alan stand up there, and I'm like, man, he's a great coach for Devin, and I didn't think I was gonna be able to wrestle it back from there. It looked like he got a little free in 1 and 2, and he kind of overslid me there, and I was able to get a run back to his inside, and just really glad we had a good, clean race tonight, and I was willing to run second or third. I mean, we put up a heck of a fight. Just can't thank all of our sponsors. Mike Hurley let me use his truck and trailer to come over here today. We got some people here that's been sponsoring me for a long time. Mike Stotler, his daughter Brooke is down here, and they got their name here on the left side. And I was supposed to pull in on the other side, but I forgot. But just thank them for coming out. Anthony's Pizza, Stanley Zirkle. And Cluster Communication, Race Wraps, they do a phenomenal job on keeping this car looking great. American Paint Company, Jim's Tools, Ford of Leonardtown, Sunny Lacey Racing, Exceptional Wildlife, Klein Construction. You can't do it without a great race car. It's a brand new Rocket. It's on Integra Shocks by Brian Doherty. Just a great package. I can't thank Jim McBee for letting me use the engine. He let me borrow this engine for tonight, and last night, he's a tremendous guy. I just can't thank him enough, and just glad we're standing here.
Well, and by the way, I talked to James Atkins at Leonardtown Ford earlier today. I was trying to get some tickets for my dad for the crab feast that Mark was having down in Mechanicsville. I was trying to get him in the truck. Yeah. I'm sure he would have wished he would have been up here tonight, because that was one hell of a show. By the way, you spoke of Summy. Don't know what your plans are. We got the Dirt Road Tribute next weekend. Do you have a chance that we might see you again in the Super Late Model next weekend?
As everybody knows, I'd love to be here for that. we've been waiting on an engine, all the way up till June, and we got it. We ran a couple races. Just by the time we was waiting to get the engine, I started running the Rush Tour deal just to give me something to do and some money towards the end of the year. Some kind of points fund if we could win or run top 5. And so we'll be State Line, New York next week. Unfortunately, unless they rain out, we can get over here and bring the 45 car and try to dig herself in a top 5 or something. I mean, because that's super deal. I mean, that's another tree to bark up. But gotta give it to these crate guys. Just awesome group of guys to race with. Like I said, Hagerstown Speedway. Just I can't thank Marshall and Melissa Birch for everything they do for me. And they got a lot of money flow with T-shirts and die-cast cars and all the stuff they have over there. Just appreciate them and everybody a part of it.
All right, Kyle, great job. Good luck next weekend. You're a fierce competitor, a hard worker in the pits, and it's a pleasure to have you here in Victory Lane. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely worked hard tonight for this one. Just had to figure something out on this car, and luckily we did. It slickened up, and we was gripped up, so thankfully for that.
All right, Kyle Hardy, your $2,000 to win crate late model winner tonight here at Hagerstown Speedway.
Drivers, green flag this time. AP, you start the race. 15
All right,
laps.
our finale for the evening, our pure stock 15 lapper, the 8B of Blake Reed up front. 31, Nathaniel Yonker. Many drivers still looking for their first victory. 32F of Tyler Fisher. He's got one. And I believe that might be it. Everybody else in the field still searching for victory number 1 in pure stock action here in 2025. Reed will lead them down into turn number 1 and 2, and trouble for Randy Lindenberg. A little out of shape in that 17L. And he'll drop almost and will pretty much all the way to the back of the field. Going to be Reed leading Yonker down in turn 3 and 4. Sutphin in third. Reed spins it. The 8B spins.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Off at
Stay
turn 4.
high in 4. Stay high in 4.
All right, field about set to try it again in the Jesse James Automart start zone. 45 of Lincoln Sutphin will now be at the point with the 31 of Nathaniel Yonker to his outside. 66 of Dave Friedrich. He's also had some very good runs this year. He along with the 57 of Bill Ecton Jr. on the outside. 72C, we mentioned only one winner was in the field. It is Churchy, the 72, along with the 32 of Tyler Fisher. So those two are in the hunt for their second. Everybody else looking for victory number 1 as we go back to green. Yonker will lead him on the high side in 1 and 2 and grab the lead. It's going to be Sutphin grabbing the gear and trying to close up. And he'll be a car length back in second. Ecton in third, side by side. Friedrich and Churchy. And here comes Sutphin. Went a little hard down low and almost got out of shape and still trying to hold on to it. And in the meantime, going to lose a couple spots. Ecton and Churchy both get around him. Meanwhile, Churchy and Ecton having a good battle way up high. And here comes the 45 of Sutphin to rejoin that battle. Randy Lindenberg in the 17L. He along with the 66 of Friedrich. They're side by side for the number 5 position, as all the while Yonker trying to check out and see if he can score his first win of 2025. So Sutphin down bottom, Ecton up top. They're in the battle for second. 2x2 racing. Friedrich and Churchy. They are right there side by side as well. Lindenberg back in 6th. Fisher in 7th. Fogel holding on to 8th. Dylan Beavers in 9th, and Reed in the 8B. He's made up a few spots. He's in the top 10 as we come back for lap 3. Log jam in second spot, and now William Ecton Jr. has got it. He gets that 57 up in the high groove and up into second spot. Churchy, the 72 RC, now up into third. 45 of Sutphin drops into fourth. And the 66 of Friedrich, the top 5. And further back, trouble. Going to be one driver, maybe the 17 of Lindenberg. Getting out of shape, he along with the 62 of Beavers. Last week, he'll be on the inside of row number 2. As we get set, 45 of Lincoln Sutphin. He is 4th. Friedrich back in 5th. Lindenberg, 17L. Now, check that. 32F of Tyler Fisher. He's back in the number 6 spot. All right, green back out as the field heads back into 3 and 4. Going to be Churchy going down bottom, trying to see if he can make something happen. Yonker will be the leader off at turn number 2. Churchy will take over second from Ecton. Sutphin in the 45 right there as well. And now here comes the one of Nick Fogle as he's now moved himself up into the top 5 as we put 5 on the board this time by. 3 wide battle for the number 2 spot. Sutphin was on the inside. He backs off. Churchy and Ecton now. They'll be side by side in turn number 1 and 2. And Churchy again looking to see if he can reclaim that second spot. Yonker meanwhile 5 car length advantage down in turn 3 and 4 as we get set for lap number 6. Churchy and Ecton remain side by side. Again 2x2 racing. Second on back and side by side back in 6th and 7th. As the 8B of Keith Blake Reed actually trying to make his way up through the field, and he's to the inside of Tyler Fisher. 3 wide for second, and Nick Fogle splits the difference right up in between Churchy and Ecton down the back straightaway. It'll be Fogle up into second. Churchy, Ecton, and Sutphin, they've been glued together no matter what positions they are on the racetrack, and all the while Yonker, he's the leader here at lap number 7. So Fogle now on the charge, and he's been a past winner in action as well, and he is rolling. He's got about 3 car lengths deficit on the 31. 57 of Ecton remains in third. Churchy is haunting him on the inside with Sutphin in the 45, rounding out the top 5 as we put halfway on the board this time by. Fogle reeling in the 31 down the back straightaway. About a car length separation. Ecton has about the same over Churchy. And Blake Reed looking to get a spot, but caution out on the Speedway 62. And Dylan Beaver is high up in turn 1 and 2. Caution back out. Your stocks, as we mentioned, they'll pretty much be around all month long here in August. As Yonker and Fogle had closed that gap up just before the caution came out for Dylan Beavers. Let's see what happens on this latest restart as we get set for the second half of tonight's 15-lap main event. William Ecton Jr. and Brandon Churchy back on road number 2. Green flag as they're back at the Jesse James Auto Mart restart zone. Fogle with some good horses. He'll be up high. It'll be Yonker taking it down to the low groove. Let's see who wins the battle coming off at turn number 2. It'll be Fogle powering by, and trouble again on the back straightaway. 45 of Sutphin and the 8B of Reed got together, and Reed goes for a ride down to the inside. All right, here we go. Still at lap number 8 as we get set to the Jesse James Auto Mart restart zone. And this time, Nick Fogle really got on the gas and gets the full car length ahead of the 31 of Nathaniel Yonker as he work into turn number 1 and 2. Churchy in third, Ecton down bottom in fourth. Sutphin to the 45, like a bad penny, just won't go away. He is right there. Fogle once in front again, opening up about a 5 car length edge. Yonker, he's also in that number 2 spot. 72C of Churchy in third. And once again, it's going to be Ecton, Sutphin, Fisher, Friedrich, and Lindenberg. They're all right there together as 5 to go. Goes out on the board. Fogle looking for his first. He picked up a win or so a year ago in pure stock competition. Well known in his 88 machine, and now the Yonker 31. He's still looking for that first victory as well. We mentioned only 2 winners are in the field tonight. That's Churchy and Fisher, and right now Churchy the closest one to it. He's in third, fighting with William Ecton Jr. 66 of Dave Friedrich. He's fended off the 45. A Lincoln Sutphin having a good run tonight as the leaders head down the back straightaway. 3 circuits to go this time by. Oh, Fogel definitely found something. He started dead last on the field in 14 cars here in tonight's Pure Stock main event, and has been strong in getting that car dialed in little by little. Yonker is distancing back in second spot. Churchy wins that battle with Ecton for third, and the 66 of Dave Friedrich top 5. 2 to go this time by. And Fogel may have trouble because here comes Yonker closing the gap down the back straightaway. Fogel's got issues. Yonker to the inside. And the 31 of Nathaniel Yonker, the new leader off turn 4. White flag is in the air. Fogel may have a tire going down. Not sure what the issue is. Could be motor related, but he drops back into second. Now to third, Churchy to the inside. What a heartbreak for the driver. Started dead last on the field, worked his way to the front. And boy, there's problems for Dave Friedrich. Nobody wants to win. 31 of Yonker, though, he does. He averages 1 a year, and by golly, he's going to get that one. As he comes back, Nathaniel Yonker picks up the Pure Stock victory. Brandon Churchy coming up in second. William Ecton Jr. third. Fogel holding on to fourth in the 45. And Lincoln Sutphin rounding out the top 5. All right, fans, as you leave the Speedway tonight, one round of applause, one final time. Nathaniel Yonker picking up his Pure Stock win tonight here at the Hagerstown Speedway. All right, you drew that, let's see, roll number 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then it was a pretty good battle up front for a long time. Then all of a sudden Nick Fogel got around you. But what was going through your mind? I'm going to have to fast forward to the very end when you saw that white number 1 getting larger in your windshield towards the end.
Yeah, he had a big run. I don't know what ended up happening, but it was a good run.
You guys, again, as we mentioned before, I mean, you have so many of them that are so capable of scoring victories here in the Pure Stock division. I know I've teased you a little bit, but it also is a compliment. You're good at least for 1 a year. Your average is at least 1, and I know you're trying to get over that hump, and I'm certainly hope you're going to, because you still have plenty of racing left this month with Pure Stocks running every year. But talk about your night and how it feels to finally get that monkey off your back and have some good things going.
It was a great night. Finally got a heat race win. I guess we're going for points. We'll see how that goes. Just car's handling great, doing a great job. I'd like to thank my dad for all his help.
You know, you got the fireworks. Nobody else got the fireworks during their featured their victory lane. You got fireworks tonight.
I like that. That works out good. So,
who else would you like to thank tonight, Nathaniel?
Mom, my dad, my sister, my little niece, which is sleeping. My girlfriend Renee, just everybody, Uncle Craig, everybody that helps out on the car. So much help.
Was that Calvin? Calvin doesn't yell that, did he?
No, that was Bobby.
Calvin, who would you like Nathaniel to thank? Say something, Calvin. Oh, you got the black flag. Did you just give him the black flag? He wouldn't do that to you, would he?
I don't think so. We're usually pretty clean.
You are. You're a class act here. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. Dylan, I know he's had his rough going as well. He had something happen over in turn number 1 and 2. You're all good guys, and it's so glad. It's for me. I like to see parity. I like to see as many of them in victory lane as I can. So again, it's good to see you back here one more time.
Me too, and hope we come back again.
Oh, you will. Nathaniel Yonker, your Pure Stock winner tonight here at Hagerstown.